What if the very thing you rely on to keep you healthy is actually putting your health at risk? For many of us, taking multivitamins or other supplements is part of our daily routine. We trust these products to boost our energy, fill in nutritional gaps, and keep us feeling strong. But what if everything you've been told about them isn't as true as you think? In this video, we're going to uncover some surprising truths about the risks of taking supplements and why what seems harmless could actually be harming you over time. If you're curious to learn more and want to protect your health, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment below. Have you ever had second thoughts about your daily health routine? We'd love to hear your experiences. It was just another morning for Roger Hayes. He sat by the window of his small kitchen, watching the first rays of sunlight filter through the blinds. A cup of coffee in hand, the crossword puzzle sprawled out before him, and the multivitamin bottle sitting on the counter next to his oatmeal. Every day, Roger followed this routine, convinced that the pill he swallowed each morning was his insurance policy against the inevitable toll time would take on his body. Better safe than sorry, he'd often say with a smile, not realizing just how dangerous that pill could be. For years, Roger had been taking vitamins, vitamin C for his immune system, vitamin B12 for his energy, vitamin D for his bones. There was even the occasional extra dose of vitamin E, which he believed helped keep his heart in check. It was a simple, almost sacred ritual that had become a part of his life, something that many seniors relied on to fill the gaps in their diets and protect their health. But what Roger didn't know, what so many seniors don't know, is that those seemingly harmless little pills could be silently putting their health at risk. And on this particular morning, Roger would learn the hard way. It all started with the tiniest of discomforts, a slight tightness in his chest. At first, it felt almost insignificant, like the usual morning stiffness that came with age. He dismissed it, telling himself it was probably just the cold air in the house or the fact that he hadn't gotten a full night's sleep. But as the minutes ticked by, the discomfort didn't go away. In fact, it deepened. His chest felt heavier, and a wave of dizziness came over him, making it harder to focus on the crossword in front of him. Roger had always been a proud man, careful with his health, cautious with his habits, and ever vigilant about staying active. He walked his dog every morning, kept a balanced diet, and regularly checked in with his doctor. But this morning was different. This was the moment his body was warning him about something he hadn't seen coming. The multivitamins he'd been taking for years, the ones he thought were keeping him sharp and strong, might actually have been silently contributing to his discomfort. He just didn't know it. Roger had been taking vitamin E for years, convinced that it was helping his heart. After all, he'd heard from his doctor and friends alike that vitamin E was an antioxidant that could protect against heart disease. But there was something Roger hadn't been told. Too much vitamin E could thin the blood. And when the blood becomes too thin, it increases the risk of internal bleeding. For seniors like Roger, whose blood vessels were already becoming less flexible with age, that could be dangerous. In fact, it was more than just dangerous. It could be deadly. The tightness Roger was feeling in his chest, the dizziness that was creeping up on him, were signs that his heart and blood vessels were being affected by the very vitamin he had trusted to protect them. But vitamin E wasn't the only culprit. Roger's doctor had recommended he take vitamin D to help with his osteopenia, a condition that made his bones more fragile. It made sense to Roger. Vitamin D helped his body absorb calcium, and calcium was essential for bone health. What he didn't realize was that too much vitamin D could cause calcium to build up in his blood. This condition, known as hypercalcemia, could affect everything from his muscles to his kidneys, and, most dangerously, his heart. When too much calcium accumulates, it can cause heart arrhythmias, kidney stones, nausea, and even extreme fatigue. The dizziness Roger had been feeling, the tightness in his chest, it could all be a result of the calcium overload in his body. His heart was struggling to keep up with the excess calcium, and it was showing in subtle but concerning signs. But the real kicker was vitamin A. Roger had been taking it for years, mostly to help with his vision. As he got older, his eyesight had begun to deteriorate, and vitamin A was known to help maintain healthy vision. But too much vitamin A could have toxic effects on the liver, impairing the body's ability to filter out waste. The result? Liver toxicity. And over time, the excess vitamin A could have been causing damage to his liver and weakening his muscles. Roger had started feeling more fatigued, with difficulty walking and occasional muscle aches, but he had attributed it to his age. He didn't know that the vitamin A he had been taking to protect his sight was, in fact, contributing to the very fatigue he was experiencing. As if that weren't enough, Roger had also been supplementing with a vitamin B6, thinking it would help improve his brain function and energy levels. But what he didn't know was that taking too much vitamin B6 could damage the nervous system. High doses of vitamin B6 can cause nerve damage, leading to symptoms like numbness, tingling, and coordination problems. Roger had been feeling a bit unsteady on his feet lately, but he didn't connect it to his vitamins. He just chalked it up to getting older. But in reality, his nervous system was being affected by the very vitamin he thought was helping him. By the time the pain in his chest became overwhelming, Roger knew something was wrong. He tried to shake it off, but it wasn't going away. He called his daughter, Claire, and told her what was happening. She urged him to go to the hospital, and by the time the paramedics arrived, Roger's condition had worsened. He had suffered a mild heart attack, the result of a combination of factors: high blood pressure, the strain on his heart from excessive vitamin E, and the imbalance caused by the excess vitamin D and vitamin A. His body had been silently sending him signals for months, but he hadn't understood them. The vitamins he had trusted to protect him had been slowly contributing to the damage. When Roger arrived at the hospital, the doctors stabilized him, but the diagnosis was clear. His health had been compromised by the very vitamins he thought were helping him. The excess amounts of vitamin E, vitamin D, and vitamin A had put unnecessary strain on his heart, blood vessels, and liver. He learned the hard way that vitamins, while essential, could be dangerous when taken in excess or without proper medical supervision. Roger was fortunate to survive, but many seniors aren't as lucky. Like Roger, they believe the vitamins they take will keep them healthy and strong. But what they don't know is that certain vitamins, in excess, can actually do more harm than good. The problem is, these dangers aren't widely talked about. Seniors are encouraged to take vitamins for various health benefits without being properly informed of the risks. And like Roger, many don't realize the damage they're causing until it's too late. Roger's story doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to wait for the wake-up call that Roger received. If you're taking vitamins, especially in high doses, it's important to talk to your doctor. Don't rely on the labels alone. More isn't always better, and supplements should never replace a balanced diet. Make sure you understand the dosages and the possible risks associated with each supplement. Your health is too important to leave to chance. Now that you know the dangers, you can make better decisions for yourself. You deserve to live your life fully and healthily, and that includes taking control of the supplements you take. Share this knowledge with others because the truth is, aging gracefully isn't just about taking pills. It's about being informed, making the right choices, and staying healthy. Roger didn't know what he was putting his body through, but now you do. And because of that, you can make better choices. Choices that will help you live a longer, healthier life.